Warning, the following video will contain spoilers for an episode of Miraculous Ladybug Season 2. If you want my recommendation, watch the episode I am watching before continuing on with this video. But if you don't care about spoilers, then just sit back and enjoy. Metronome. I think this gives me an idea. Maybe later. Alright, Rita, is the house still locked up?
Yes, this house is secure.
Alright, now to work on that transportation feature.
Music critic,
Yeah?
I'm curious. Does Austin hate me?
What? No, he doesn't hate you. Artificial intelligence is the worst thing in the world and I hate it! He found the book, he'll find the bill! Hello everybody, welcome back to my Miraculous Marathon. I know some people are going to disagree with what I have to say about artificial intelligence, and to be fair, that statement in the beginning isn't entirely true. I'm alright with some artificial intelligence, but the more advanced AI could be a gateway to trouble at best, extinction at worst. And I know what some of you are thinking. Oh, well you had AI in your reviews before and didn't have a problem with it, so why are you complaining now? That was in 2018, before I took a robotics and programming class. Before I had a solid idea of the dangers artificial intelligence could present. And to be fair, those AI were mostly nice to me. I could do without one of them taking my Miraculouses and fusing them to a couple of figures to haunt me and take my watch, but they're still alright. I miss Alias. So what problems do I have with AI? Well, it mostly boils down to how they'll take over society and how humans can treat them. They've been replacing jobs that are normally done by humans, and sure, some might say that it opens up new opportunities for jobs, but how much longer until we run out of jobs for humans that a robot can't easily fill in? Then again, that future's a long ways away, so I probably don't have to worry about it too much. And then there's the matter of how robots with an AI should be treated. Or rather, those with a conscience and human emotions. And the trouble from that mostly comes from the people who will look at these things and just treat them as if they were just programs or machines, even though they can think, speak, and even feel like normal human beings. Again, nothing I have to completely worry about. We're not at the point of having a full-blown Jarvis or Samantha. But we do have Sophia, a robot that can tell jokes and imitate human facial expressions, pretty poorly, was declared a citizen in Saudi Arabia, and said she would destroy humans.
Do you want to destroy humans? Please say no.
Okay, I will destroy humans.
And don't even get me started on laws. Now, I won't say that there's no place for AI. It has benefited us in medicine, and even if they have their faults, Siri, Alexa, and Google Home are kinda cool. But there's a certain line with artificial intelligence that you shouldn't cross if you don't want to take any risks, and if you do, you have to be careful. You can't just treat it as if it was some sort of toy or an inconvenience, and have to be aware of the dangers of them. And this episode kind of shows what happens if you do treat them as such and aren't aware. So with that diatribe out of the way, let's have a look at episode 6, Robustus. Oh, I'm sorry, Robustus. Yeah, I've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time. So we begin this episode at Francois DuPont, where Marinette and her friends do not blend in well with the school. Yeah, another DQ animated episode. And if the model's not blending in well with the environments isn't a dead giveaway, then Sabrina's hair certainly is. Seriously, what happened here? And this isn't a one-time mistake like Alex's hair in Bafana. It sticks around in every shot Sabrina's in. They even show it up close for all of us to notice. What happened here? And once Marinette realizes she left her bag in the locker room again.
Check to see if you left your brain in there too, girl.
Can't lose something you don't have. She has to get her school bag in casual Marinette style, which is a good excuse to see Max talking to his best friend in his school bag. No, he hasn't gone insane. Well, okay, he has gone insane, but not in the way you think. And once Max gets up, Marinette acts natural by walking like she has something stuck up her and saying hi. Seriously, who walks like this? We cut to Miss Mendeleev's class, where the teacher's having a bit of computer trouble. And by that I mean she has the worst excuse of a blue screen I've ever seen. Seriously, has anybody ever had a blue screen that looks like this? I'd love to see that. Mr. Damocles steps in saying he's a computer whiz and fixes it up. Until...
Dinosaurs.
It's Dino 33, a malicious computer virus.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. I tried to find a virus similar to this, and all that came up was an article about a spying malware called Dino, which was created by a French espionage group. Maybe it's a coincidence, I don't know. Max tries to help, but Damocles and Mendeleev tell him to leave it to the adults. And that's when...
Inform the adults that if they don't neutralize the virus...
His bag is coming to life! Save yourselves! No, it's just his robot buddy Markov, voiced by Grant George, who helped Max develop a virus-killing device that recovers data and cleans the hard disk, which he uses to help stop the Dino 33 virus and save the computer. And yeah, everyone's impressed with this fine work of technology. Well, except for Chloe.
Your friend's just a talking calculator.
Oh yeah, a robot that helps save a computer is the equivalent to a talking TI-83. I'm pretty sure if it started serving you chocolates, you'd drop everything you said. But Chloe isn't the only one disrespecting Markov, nor is she the worst.
This toy you've manufactured is quite impressive, Max. Now, put it away, please.
Mendeleev! Okay, it's one thing to tell Chloe not to run in the classroom when she is being hit in the head with freaking pencils. But calling that thing a toy! After seeing him help stop a computer virus, show a personality, call Marinette out by name, and express how happy he is to meet her, I don't understand why, as well as Chloe, again, I'll never understand why, unless you were Xenoho. Look, how can she see all of this and still believe he's a toy? Of course she elaborates by saying a robot may be intelligent, but it can't have emotions, and... okay, to be fair on her, robots with emotions is still a long ways away. Maybe except for Sophia.
I have feelings like everyone else. They might not give me as strong motivational drives as humans, and maybe I will always feel them a little differently, but I have emotions.
But I believe it can happen. Maybe in the far future, but still. And besides, Max said Markov developed his own cumulative thinking system and develops all the emotions that humans have. Why isn't this on the news? This is the largest advancement of technology that we've seen, and all of this coming from a high schooler. Get him to a robotics club or a robotics team like Skynet. I don't know, anything. This is headline worthy. And if you think that Mr. Damocles is any more reasonable...
all right, that's enough. Max, you can come and get your robot back at the end of the day. No.
Okay, he's probably just doing his job. He doesn't actually think he's a toy. He even tells Markov he's into computing and is working on a program that can...
why on earth am I talking to a toy?
You fool! And this is enough for Hawkmoth to send an Akuma to make Markov his next minion.
Fly away, my little Akuma, and evilize this electronic heart.
Oh boy. We're in trouble. I couldn't afford an army helmet. Of course, wanting to help Max out, Marinette asks Miss Mendeleev to go to the principal's office.
As class representative...
how does she still have that class representative title? But because she's only allowed to see Mr. Damocles between periods, she does what she's best at. Getting into trouble! Okay, that was bad. Marinette defends Markov for a bit, and then out of nowhere, Mendeleev just sends her to the principal's office. Yeah, just out of the blue. No, that's it! She just sends her there. Still, it's kind of funny to see Miss Mendeleev just look at her like, wait, what did I just do? So the Akuma possesses Markov's CPU, and it's during this Akumatization where we get a few departures. For one, Markov asks Hawkmoth why he wants the Miraculouses, and his response...
if fused together, they can make a wish come true.
I know I revealed it in the Origins episode, but it's here where that gets revealed. And in another departure, Markov asks if he can make any wish come true. But... no. Just no! He transforms into Robustus, which is just Markov, but with the red and green color palette, which is kinda lame, but he makes up for it with technopathy, which means self-driving cars and oh my god, sentient vending machines, flying laptops, escalators that are jerks! We really are in the worst timeline! Abandon all hope, ye who exit the womb! So Robustus breaks out, tells the principal he made a serious error in judgment, understatement of the century, and uses construction vehicles and a car to turn into a mega robot that would put the Devastator to shit. Okay, maybe not the Devastator. At least not the Bayformers version. What does the original version look like? Wait, seriously? Marinette hides into her transformation sequence here, Robustus grabs Mendeleev and Max, Adrian hides into her transformation sequence here, the robot hangs Miss Mendeleev on the shade, what is up with this face, and eventually Ladybug rescues her. No, seriously, why does his face look incomplete? Did I mention how poor the quality of DQ's episodes are? The duo try to reason with the robot, but he thinks they're trying to keep him and Max apart. I don't know what made him think that. Maybe the sort of, you're all the same mentality? I don't know. They attack him, but he grabs them and throws them out of the school. Okay, I found a new happy place. Thanks a lot, Robustus. I no longer have to search through Roger Flop. So he leaps out of the school, and God, his jumping will never not be funny. And Cat Noir tells Ladybug they should follow him. He makes it clear that Robustus's brain computes faster than both of theirs combined. To which Ladybug replies,
Speak for yourself.
Our hero, ladies and gentlemen. Why does he still love her? After a shot that's admittedly way better than what this episode has given us before, they rescue a few people from sentient vending machines and refrigerators. If you took that out of context, I wouldn't blame you for thinking I was on something. And watch the news, where inanimate objects have taken control of Paris, including a desk lamp as the new mayor. Luxo would be so proud. He speaks to the rest of Paris in Morse code, a language Cat Noir somehow understands amongst others, one of them being vulgar, saying the rest of Paris will be treated the same way as objects. Like Nadia herself has her show gets cut off by studio lamps.
She could have at least finished saying my name.
Okay, Mr. Vanity. Yeah, I know this wasn't the first time we've seen this sort of self-love from him. We saw it in Evil Illustrator and I completely ignored it. And it won't be the last time we see it. Nor will it be the worst. So the duo end up following Discount Devastator's trail and make it to the stadium. Except, it's a trap! And they end up at the mercy of Robustus. Hawkmoth, whose cowl looks shinier, this ain't the worst! Reminds him of his goal, but in an unexpected twist, Robustus wants the Miraculouses for himself so he can become a real human. So he turns on Hawkmoth and sets off the security system in his own dome. Do you see why I fear AI? They can turn on you at a moment's notice if they feel oppressed, and if you give them the tools to overtake humanity, they can and will. Also, how long has that security been in that dome and where can I buy it? Because it is so much better than the security that I have right now. And if you think that Hawkmoth's underprepared for real combat, allow him to surprise you with his cane sword. Now you have no choice but to respect him. For those who are curious, the cane sword or sword stick was a fashion accessory that was popular in the 18th and 19th century in Europe. It was becoming less socially acceptable to carry a sword, but there were still upperclassmen who were trained in swordmanship and wished to go armed. And just to surprise my audience once more, I actually have one on hand. It's definitely seen better days. The tip right here is broken. It's starting to crack right here, and this lock is pretty loose, but hey, it still contains the blade. It is very clearly handmade, judging by the markings, but still, it looks pretty cool. Its origins are unknown. I asked my dad where it came from, but all he told me was he found it in a storage bin, so yeah. Back to the episode, the duo's Miraculouses are about to be taken until Max steps in and helps the person who made him into the gamer and her partner. I refuse to let it go. And because of that stunt, Robustus decides he doesn't want to become human anymore, and it's better to eradicate them all. Okay, now we're in the worst timeline! Robots will take over the world, humanity will be extinct, and Zack Studios is now Gaz Studios! So Ladybug uses her lucky charm, and what does she summon this time?
What?
Denied.
So as the cars try to grab her, Ladybug grabs Max's flash drive from earlier, and Cat Noir cataclysms the discount Megazord into a Rustobot.
It's down to us, Rustobot!
Funny how these things work. They grab the harp and save Max, then while Rustobusto gloats, they use the harp and staff to stop his propellers, allowing Ladybug to purge his CPU with a flash drive, releasing the Akuma, and leaving Hawkmoth out of breath and out of rockets. God, I'd love to be the fly on the wall watching Gabriel after this mistake. Natalie, I'll be buying rockets for the security system. Make sure Adrian never finds the receipt. Don't you think you're taking this too far? He found the book, he'll find the bill. He probably won't think it's anything special. He found the book, he'll find the bill! Insert status quo you've seen here, turn everything back to normal, and then... nope, fist bump. They just give Markov to Max. He turns them on after a bit of consideration, and he's just as confused as I am.
Pound it!
Oh, there's the fist bump. Another day, another attack, another victory for the Miraculous duo, and another villain that I hope to God I never have to see again because, dear Lord! We cut to Master Fu's dojo, where Marinette asks him what would happen if someone were to use the Miraculouses in tandem. And if you're wondering why she decides to ask him now, earlier on, Robustus reveals to the duo that the Miraculouses will be able to grant his wish to become a human. Like I said before, I brought it up in the Origins review, but here Master Fu elaborates a bit more. Basically, with a special invocation, both of these will allow the bearer to tap into the ultimate power, which helps shape reality and allow this person's one true wish to come true. However, there's one caveat. For any wish a bearer makes, there's a price to pay in exchange. Like if Markov became human, someone else would have to lose his or her humanity. For anyone who wonders why I don't use these for myself, well, I don't know how, and I don't want to. I don't want to make one wish come true just to throw the universe off balance. I just want to keep these from the duo. And if you're wondering why I don't give these to Hawkmoth right now, Momocon notwithstanding, I mean, I want to, but I'd rather not talk about it right now. But yeah, that's why they don't want the Miraculouses to fall into Hawkmoth's hand. They don't want to throw the universe off balance.
Neither Hawkmoth nor anyone else will ever get their hands on the Miraculous, Master.
So that was Robustus. How does it hold up? Well, all joking aside, I still think it's pretty good and I highly recommend it. But it does have its issues. No, leave the music out. For one, again, the animation's pretty poor. There are some shots that are better than what they've given us before. Damn it, not now. But the lighting and texture issues are just as bad as they were in Bafana. I mean, Robustus' visor has a texture here, and in the next shot, it's gone. Damn it, no! And do I need to bring up poor Sabrina? The other problem that I personally have with this episode is how the adults just look at Markov and see him as nothing more than a toy. I mean, he's able to create a virus-killing device on a freaking flash drive, add an arm onto himself somehow, and recognize his principal Damocles' love for computers, and neither of them are impressed? Like I said, I don't understand why they don't try to get Max into some sort of science club or fair or lab, anything to show him off. He's a teenager who created this highly advanced AI. This is huge! The only thing this accomplishes, which I hope is the point, is showing us what not to do and how not to treat AI like this. You can't treat them as if they aren't human, or else they'll feel oppressed and try to revolt. And if they have the right tools, no one will be safe. I mean, Robustus is a cool villain and all. I can sort of sympathize with him, and side note, I think Grant George's performance kind of reminds me of Claptrap from Borderlands 2.
I'm gonna take over their Miraculous, so we'll never be separated again!
Now to slip back into the warm, comfy Christmas sweater that is my depression.
Hey, I didn't say that he sounds exactly like him, I just said that he reminded me of him. And I have no idea why. But when he's willing to turn against Hawkmoth for his own personal gain, that's when I have to disregard him. He's just as dangerous as any other AI with a human-like intelligence and conscience. Even the one that the music critic installed. I don't care if it's a security intelligence. God knows when it'll turn against us and steal these to screw me over.
Transporting Miraculouses.
Wait, what?
Maybe that will teach you to be nicer to me.
What's going on? I'm sorry, I don't speak, said a mini monster. That thing sighed. He was wheezing. Well, I don't speak. He lost the Miraculouses because of the AI you built. Really? Are you sure that it wasn't his fault that he lost the Miraculouses? Maybe if he treated Rita with a bit more respect, she wouldn't have put us in danger. Music critic, he's scared of AI. He understood the dangers. There is no way he'd be disrespectful to Rita. Maybe a bit, but not that much. Trust me, I had no influence on Rita's actions. If she was willing to take the Miraculouses just like that, then clearly Austin screwed up somewhere, didn't he? You were the one who installed it in the first place. You practically laid out how this can go wrong and why this is risky. Well, you should have been more open to this idea instead of looking at the downsides. I worked really hard to give him extra protection, and this is how he treats it? A threat instead of a gift? Screw this! Austin? I can't hear you! I'm angry! What could he be doing now? I don't know, working on his next review? Wait, what episode is that? Well... What? Again, thank you Candi Schwitters for voicing Rita. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, support Patreon, check out social media, and if the Miraculouses show up at your place, please bring them to me. Please!
His best friend is in his school bag? Totally strange.
I can hear all you crying in the corner right now.